Today, we're going to break down one of the most confusing things men experience with women. Why some women just can't let you go, even when they claim they're not interested. You've probably seen this before. She says she doesn't want anything serious. She says she's not looking for a relationship. She acts distant. And yet, she keeps texting you. She checks your social media. She pops up out of nowhere. She doesn't fully commit, but she won't fully walk away either. Welcome back to the channel, where men stop guessing and start understanding the reality of female behavior. Because this isn't random. This is not some emotional accident. This is psychology. Here's the part most men struggle to accept. Women often get attached to men they don't even fully want. And it's not because you're doing anything wrong or right. It's because certain emotional triggers pull them back, over and over again, even when they claim to have lost interest. Women crave attention, validation, and the emotional roller coaster that some men accidentally create. When a man knows how to control his energy, maintain his mystery, and never fully hand over his emotions, it keeps her hooked. She's curious. She wonders why she doesn't fully have you, and that curiosity becomes an obsession. In this video, I'm going to teach you exactly why women behave this way, what triggers keep them hanging on, and how you can take control of this dynamic instead of being controlled by it. Let's get into it. Before we start the video, I want to remind you that my exclusive online course on mastering the dating game is available now. If you've been learning from my YouTube videos, you're only scratching the surface. This course goes deeper, teaching you everything you need to know about the dating game, from approaching a woman to building real attraction. We just finished section 5 in the course, and you won't find this information on videos on my channel. It's easy to access with a secure payment option. Visit stoicapproachtolife.podia.com or click the link in the description to enroll now and improve your dating life. 1. Her ego craves your attention. One of the biggest reasons a woman struggles to let go, even when she says she's not interested, is because your attention feeds her ego. For many women, attention from men is more than just flattering. It's a form of validation that reinforces her sense of worth. Whether she's serious about you or not, having your attention available gives her comfort. She knows that if she wants your energy, your compliments, or your time, she can have it. That sense of control over your attention becomes addicting. The mistake most men make is thinking that if she's still talking to them, there must be some hope. They believe that any interaction means she's still interested romantically. But sometimes, what she's holding on to isn't you as a person. It's the emotional boost she gets from knowing she still matters to you. When a man constantly texts, calls, or checks in, even after she's pulled back or rejected him, he's unknowingly feeding that ego. She may not want a relationship, but she enjoys knowing you're still orbiting around her. It's like having a safety net. She doesn't need to invest emotionally, but she can still enjoy the attention whenever she feels like it. Imagine you've been casually seeing a woman who suddenly starts pulling back, saying she's not ready for anything serious. You give her space, but then she starts messaging you again with small talk. Hey, how have you been? Or, I saw something today that reminded me of you. She's not trying to get serious again. She just wants to make sure she hasn't lost access to your attention. Most men jump right back in, happy that she's reaching out. But all that does is reset the cycle. She gets her ego boost, you stay emotionally invested, and nothing actually changes. The key is to recognize when your attention is being used as fuel for her ego, instead of building a real connection. When you pull back your attention completely, you force her to confront that empty space. Without your constant validation, she has nothing to feed on. And that's often when she starts chasing, because losing that attention threatens her sense of control. Your attention is your power. When you learn to guard it, you shift the dynamic in your favor. She can't manipulate what she doesn't have access to. 2. Uncertainty keeps her hooked. One of the strongest forces that keeps a woman unable to fully let go is uncertainty. When she doesn't know exactly where she stands with you, it creates a powerful psychological pull that keeps her emotionally engaged, even if she claims she's not interested. Most men think that being clear, predictable, and constantly available will make a woman feel safe and want to commit. But in reality, that often backfires. The moment a woman feels like she fully understands you, that she has complete control over the situation, and that there's no mystery left, her interest can start to fade. Human nature is wired to chase what feels uncertain and slightly out of reach. Women crave emotional stimulation. When a man leaves just enough uncertainty, not by playing games, but by being confidently independent, it creates space for her mind to stay active. She starts wondering what you're thinking, what you're feeling, and what your intentions are. That constant questioning keeps you in her thoughts far more than constant attention ever could. When everything feels too safe, predictable, and easily accessible, her emotional investment drops. But when there's just enough unpredictability, when she can't fully read you, it triggers her natural instinct to figure you out. That's when she starts investing emotionally without even realizing it. Many men lose this advantage because they overcommunicate. They explain too much, reveal too much, and seek constant reassurance by being overly transparent. They think they're building trust, but what they're actually doing is removing all the tension that creates desire. Women stay hooked when they feel like there's still something to figure out. This doesn't mean you act cold or distant. It simply means you stay grounded, you don't over-explain, and you allow her to experience some level of emotional tension. When she has to question where she stands with you, it keeps her invested. She keeps coming back not because you're forcing her, but because her own mind won't let her fully walk away. The reality is simple. People value what they're not sure they fully have. That uncertainty keeps her thinking about you long after the conversation ends. Even if she tells herself she's not interested, the lack of complete clarity keeps pulling her back emotionally. When you maintain your own emotional independence and avoid oversharing or seeking constant reassurance, you create that uncertainty naturally. And as long as she feels that slight tension, letting you go completely becomes incredibly difficult. 3. Validation is her addiction. If you want to understand why a woman keeps coming back, even when she says she's not interested, you have to recognize how powerful validation is for her. For many women, attention from men is not just something they enjoy. It becomes a form of emotional fuel. And once they get used to it, it can turn into a subtle addiction. Validation isn't always about big compliments or grand gestures. Sometimes it's as simple as you replying to her messages quickly, showing consistent interest, checking in regularly, or making her feel special when she needs a boost. Every time you do this, whether you realize it or not, you're feeding her emotional appetite. She feels seen, wanted, and important, and that feeling is very hard to give up. Many men don't even realize how much validation they're constantly providing. They think they're being supportive, kind, or attentive, when in reality, they're building a habit for her. The more she receives it, the more she expects it, and when that attention slows down or disappears, it creates discomfort for her, like an addict missing their regular fix. That's why, even after she tells you she's not ready for anything serious, she may still reach out, check your social media, or initiate small conversations. It's not always because she's reconsidering her feelings. Often, she just misses the validation you provided. She got used to having you as a reliable source of attention, and now she struggles to fully cut it off. This cycle creates a confusing dynamic for men. You think there's still hope because she keeps reaching out. You assume her contact means she's having second thoughts about you romantically. But most of the time, she's simply trying to fill the emotional gap that losing your attention created. It's not about wanting you back. It's about wanting to feel validated again. What makes this so dangerous for men is that it traps you into staying available, hoping that her occasional contact means she's coming back around. Meanwhile, you continue feeding her need for validation without realizing she's not actually offering you anything in return. The harsh truth is, validation feels good for her, but it weakens your position. The more you keep feeding her emotional addiction without any real progress, the less respect she starts to feel for you. She may enjoy your attention, but she won't see you as the man she desires. Understanding this allows you to break the pattern. The moment you stop freely handing out validation, you force her to face the absence of it. And that's when she's either forced to step up or finally let go. Either outcome is better than being trapped as her source of easy emotional comfort. 4. Your emotional control threatens her. One of the most powerful positions a man can be in is emotional control. When you're not easily shaken, when you don't react wildly to what she says or does, you become unpredictable to her. And that unpredictability is both attractive and unsettling. Most women are used to having emotional power over men. They're used to men reacting quickly, getting jealous, over-explaining, apologizing unnecessarily, or seeking constant reassurance. When you don't play into that, when you stay calm no matter what's happening, it throws her off balance. She's not used to a man who doesn't chase her emotions. This emotional control makes it very hard for her to fully detach from you. She can't read you as easily as she can read other men. She doesn't know exactly where she stands, and she can't figure out how to push your buttons. That lack of control creates a sense of tension and curiosity inside her mind. When a man has emotional control, he sends a clear message. I don't need you to validate me. My emotions are not dependent on how you act. That's rare. And because it's rare, it forces her to keep engaging with you to try and understand you, to try and influence you, or to try and pull some kind of emotional reaction out of you. Even if she says she's not interested, that curiosity keeps her tied to you longer than she expects. Many men lose this power by reacting too quickly. The moment she pulls back, they get emotional. They send long texts trying to explain themselves. They ask what's wrong. They seek clarity. All of these reactions give her the upper hand and make her feel like she controls the emotional dynamic. But when you maintain composure, even when things don't go the way you want, you show true strength. You're not cold or distant. You're simply unaffected. You're not begging for attention or approval. You let her feel the weight of your calmness, and that makes her respect you even more. The truth is, emotional control is intimidating for many women because it challenges the way they usually interact with men. They can't manipulate or test you easily. They're forced to deal with a man who won't dance to their emotional rhythm, and that makes them unsure of themselves. And when a woman feels unsure, she stays mentally engaged. This is why some women keep coming back, even after saying they're not interested. Your emotional stability unsettles them in a way that keeps you stuck in their mind. They want to feel like they can affect you, but when they can't, it creates a sense of unfinished business in their emotions. By mastering your emotional control, you naturally hold power without needing to chase it. That quiet strength keeps you unforgettable in her mind, even long after the interaction seems over. 5. The scarcity effect triggers her mind. Scarcity is one of the most powerful psychological forces when it comes to attraction. The less available something is, the more valuable it appears. This isn't just about material things. It applies directly to human behavior and relationships. Women are highly sensitive to scarcity, especially when it comes to men who carry themselves like high-value individuals. When your time, attention, and energy aren't easily available, you instantly become more desirable. She begins to view you as someone who values himself, who has options, and who doesn't hand out his presence to just anyone. The problem most men face is that they make themselves too accessible. They answer texts instantly, they're always available to hang out, they drop everything just to see her. While these actions may feel like demonstrations of interest, they actually kill the very tension that fuels attraction. When a woman feels like she can have your attention at any moment, she starts to take it for granted. Scarcity works because it taps into her fear of missing out. When you're not always available, she starts to wonder where you are, what you're doing, and who you might be giving your attention to instead. That uncertainty triggers her competitive side and keeps her thinking about you, even if she initially claimed to be uninterested. Let's say you've been talking to a woman, but she starts giving you mixed signals. Sometimes she's responsive, other times she pulls back. Instead of chasing or trying to re-engage her, you naturally become less available. You focus on your life, your work, your goals. You respond when it fits your schedule, not hers. You maintain polite, brief conversations without trying to pull her in. Over time, she notices that you're not as easily accessible as before. Suddenly, she starts reaching out more, asking where you've been, trying to pull you back into her world. That's scarcity in action. You didn't play games, you didn't create artificial distance, you simply refused to make her the center of your world. And that small shift forced her mind to view you differently. Now, she feels a subtle pressure to re-engage with you, because your attention has become a resource she no longer has unlimited access to. When a woman senses that she might lose access to your attention, it forces her to evaluate your value in her life. This is often when she starts investing more, trying harder, and putting herself back into your orbit. Not because you begged, but because the scarcity of your attention made her realize what she was risking. The key is always to remain naturally scarce, not artificially distant. You live your life first, and let her feel the weight of not having constant access to you. That scarcity keeps you on her mind far more than constant pursuit ever could. 6. She fears another woman winning you. Whether she admits it or not, one of the strongest emotions that keeps a woman tied to you, even when she says she's not interested, is the fear of seeing another woman have what she once had access to. This isn't always about love or deep feelings. Many times it's about pride, ego, and competition. Women are naturally competitive when it comes to high-value men. The moment she realizes that you're capable of attracting other women, a different part of her mind activates. It's no longer just about whether she wants you. It's about not wanting to lose to someone else. She may not have wanted to fully commit to you, but she also doesn't want to watch another woman enjoy your attention, affection, and energy. This competitive instinct is often unconscious. She may have convinced herself she's moved on, that you weren't right for her, or that she's better off single. But the moment she sees you living your life, unbothered, and possibly connecting with other women, that sense of loss becomes very real. Suddenly, you're not just the man she pushed away. You're now the man another woman might win over. And that changes how she feels. Many men underestimate how strong this fear can be. They think once a woman says she's not interested, she's completely disconnected emotionally. But women's emotions are rarely that black and white. They can feel detached one moment and triggered the next, simply because the threat of losing you to someone else activates their competitive nature. What makes this even more powerful is when you don't rub it in her face. You don't need to flaunt other women or post attention-seeking photos. Simply living your life, improving yourself, and being seen as desirable naturally creates that fear inside her. She starts to question her decision, wonder if she made a mistake, and analyze what another woman might see in you. This fear of another woman winning you creates tension in her mind. Even if she told herself she was done, that emotional tug keeps her from fully letting go. She may reach out randomly, test the waters, or suddenly try to get back into your world. Not always because she wants something serious, but because she doesn't want someone else to secure what she passed on. For men, understanding this dynamic is critical. It's not about playing games or using jealousy as a tactic. It's about recognizing that a woman's fear of loss often motivates her far more than consistent attention ever could. When she sees that you're not waiting around and that you're fully capable of moving forward, that fear works in your favor without you having to force anything. 7. She wants power, not closure. A lot of men misunderstand what women truly want when a connection starts to fade. They assume she's looking for closure, some final conversation, or emotional clarity. But often, what a woman really wants isn't closure at all. It's power. Many women keep lingering around not because they want resolution, but because they want to maintain a sense of control over your emotions. They don't always need a relationship with you. What they often want is to know that they can still influence you, affect your mood, and have access to your attention whenever they choose. That ability to control your emotional state gives her a form of silent power that most men don't even realize they're handing over. This is where so many men go wrong. They think being emotionally open, always available, and endlessly patient will eventually win her over. They hold on, hoping that by being understanding, she'll see their value and finally commit. But what they're really doing is allowing her to stay in control while offering nothing in return. The harsh truth is, if she truly wanted to be with you, she wouldn't need endless conversations or second chances. She wouldn't keep you in a state of confusion. She'd make it clear. When she keeps coming back without making any real effort, it's often just to make sure she still holds space in your mind. She doesn't want to lose the option of you. Men need to wake up to this dynamic. Stop confusing her presence with genuine interest. Her occasional texts, calls, or check-ins don't always mean she's reconsidering the relationship. Sometimes it's just her way of keeping you emotionally attached while she explores other options or avoids fully letting go. You have to recognize the cost of allowing a woman to hold power over your emotions. The longer you stay in this gray area, hoping, waiting, analyzing every message, the more control you surrender. And the more you surrender, the less attractive you become in her eyes. True strength is walking away from situations where your value isn't being fully recognized. You have to stop waiting for her to make a decision. When you take back emotional control, you force her to either step up or disappear. Either outcome protects your dignity. Men who continue to give power away will stay trapped in emotional limbo. Men who reclaim their power become the ones women respect, desire, and chase. It's not about being cold. It's about respecting yourself enough to stop feeding situations that aren't serving you. At the end of the day, most men don't realize what's really happening. A woman can keep you around for as long as you're useful to her, even if she never plans on fully choosing you. That's exactly why so many men get stuck in these cycles. She says she's unsure. She says she's not ready. Yet she keeps reaching out, staying connected, and keeping you emotionally tied to her. She doesn't always want you. She just doesn't want to lose access to you. Every time you allow this, you hand over your power. You make yourself available without requiring any real investment from her. And when she sees you're willing to stay, even with nothing in return, her respect for you slowly fades, even if she won't say it out loud. Now I want to hear from you. Drop your story in the comments. Share what you've experienced. I read every comment and personally respond to as many of you as possible. Your experience might help another man finally break free from this same situation. We're building something different here, and you're part of it. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in my next video.